from the top, make it drop.
That's a Benki. That's a Benki.
Yeah, that's enough.
The Benki that's about to chop you.
Get a V6 and a clutch. That's a...
Oh my god.
What's up guys? In the last episode we got the engine mounted in the MR2. Super excited to get things started, and in today's episode we have some exciting stuff happening. We are planning to lower this car on the ground for the very first time with the V6, and we're hoping that everything goes smoothly today. We need to put the suspension all back together, we need to get the wheels back on, we need to put the axles back in because apparently you can't roll this car without having the axles in. It could ruin the hub. That's what I've read anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. Lachlan's just putting some seals in the transmission. We've got our good old special Kelpro seals. That's the part number there if you want to use these seals, but all they do is just go in the transmission to stop the leaking for where the axle goes to. Before we put these seals in, Lachlan is gonna get some liquid gold over here and put some liquid gold around the seal to get it a little bit lubricated so we can slot this in place. After that, we're gonna put the subframe back in, suspension components, get this brake caliper that's just chilling right there back on, get all this back in the car. Lube it up, dude. Yeah, lube it up.
I'm an expert at lubing up holes.
Looking good. So while Lachlan's installing those transmission seals, I'm gonna figure out Paul's wiring harness mess. My God, it's not a mess. There's just a lot of cables and stuff. We've got to feed all this through all the way to the boot because the ECU is located in the boot of an MR2. So I'm just gonna play around and try to figure out what needs to go on the boot, squish it all through. It should be good. Something that's pretty interesting as well is that this thing this engine comes with like an immobilizer, and you need the key to start it. So I think what Paul has done is he's just like kind of stuck the key on the transmitter, which is pretty cool. So should work. A whole bunch of random goodies as well.
This seal, man.
So there's also a V6 in this car now, and this is a 3S GE manual computer. So we're gonna take this out and chuck the 1MZFE computer in. Yikes. A couple of 10mm bolts. Good old Toyota. So thank you, Paul, as well for putting the brackets on the 1MZFE ECU. The swap advisor hooking it up. This is the 1MZFE ECU, and this is the 3SG ECU. All the brackets are on, just plug and play. Plug and play, baby. While we have all the suspension components out and everything, you know, out of the car and everything, and things that are easily accessible, it's a good idea to clean everything. So Lachlan's just cleaning the subframe right now. As you can see, it's really bad. It's as bad as mine was, because 3SGs like leak everywhere. Look at that, dude. You're putting oil back on it.
Sometimes you got a bit dirty to get clean in the end.
Said no one ever. So we also have the 1MZFE ECU mounted in the car now. It's all in. Obviously you have extra wires just kind of chilling everywhere because, you know, there's extra things going on with the 1MZ. So there is going to be a little bit of a hump here. I'm sure that you could clean it up if you wanted to and try to make that sort of flash, but hey, not really. But the 1MZFE ECU is installed, as you can see, 1MZFE, and this thing should pretty much fire right up when we get everything plugged in. Yeah, and excuse Lachlan's boot. It's a mess. Bam. It's looking a lot better in here, but it doesn't really seem like that because, you know, obviously a lot of you won't know what's going on here, but just got to sort of like finagle these things to make them look a little bit pretty as one of these goes all the way around to the other side. Oh, what are these? I think these ones should just go right there. Yeah, nice, nice. They should go right there. And the rest we shall figure out. So guys, we've got everything now wired up. It took me about 20 minutes to like sort of, you know, finagle all these cables around and try to figure out where everything was. For example, I was a bit confused to where this went for a bit, and I just remembered that there is supposed to be like a filter going over here. So it's for the pod filter. It's for the mass airflow sensor. We've also got a whole bunch of like grounds chilling right here. We also have a bracket mounted just over there, if the camera's gonna pick that up. And Lachlan is now trying to muck around with the slave cylinder bracket because we bent it really bad when we were lowering and raising the engine in and out the engine bay. So, pretty cooked, huh?
Yeah, you could say that.
Having fun, dude?
I think we overcooked the chook a bit.
We overcooked the chook, huh?
We definitely overcooked the chook with this one.
Minor setbacks, guys, minor setbacks. We're almost there, almost ready to lower this thing. I say that and it's probably going to be like a couple minutes for you guys, but a good couple of hours for us mucking around in here. But should be all right. You can see we've sort of bent these lines and Lachlan's trying to bend them back in place. If we crack them, it's not the end of the world. We're just going to have to locate some new ones, unfortunately. Just send it with some bolts.
I mean, yeah, when we're bolting it up, just like push it up a bit.
All right, go. Yeah, key going. Nice. Looks like we have movement in the slave cylinder, so everything's working good. So our merch order has just arrived with the one and only Mr. Matt. Hey guys. So I'm currently wearing this hoodie. This is the IHD MR2 ripping hoodie. If you guys want to cop some of this on the website, rexhyt.com. Supports the channel, supports builds like this. Make sure you head over to rexhyt.com. So Lachlan right now is removing the manifold on the side closer towards the driver's side because we're finding out that the shifter cables, same problem with my engine, are fouling the exhaust. So in Lachlan's case, it's pretty lucky because he can just shave some of that exhaust manifold down, whereas I could not do that because it was part of the flange. So Lachlan's now taking it off and we're just got the angle grinder already set up to go. And hopefully we can get this out pretty easily. Oh, we got one more bolt. Much easier than working on a BMW, huh, Lachlan?
Yeah.
Working on BMWs. Nice.
Ready for a...
We now have plenty of clearance between the exhaust manifold and the shifter linkages. It's really good now. There's absolutely no way that they're gonna touch. I'll see if I can get a camera angle on it. Yeah, heaps of clearance. Suss that out, baby. Unfortunately with my swap, I did not get that clearance. But, oh.
It's tight.
Huh?
It's tight. Feels good. Feels good.
Actually feels good, dude. From the top, make it drop. That's a Benki. That's a Benki.
Yeah, that's enough. The Benki that's about to chop you.
Get a V6 and a clutch. That's a... Ow!
Why do you say ow when I hit myself?
No, you hit my knee. Get under there, bitch. We're running into more clearance issues. The manifold on the other side as well is not clearing the engine mount, so we're gonna have to take that off and chop it off. Nice. Another one. This is the bracket we need to chop off. You can see that it's like protruding and we don't even need it because it goes into like an engine mount, I think. But yeah, need to take this off. Damn, you're thick, dude. Damn, you're thick, dude. Lachlan's just mounting the subframe. I'm up here mounting the coolant lines. They're both in right now. This is the heater core lines. We still need to obviously get the big radiator hose lines, but so we're just a little unsure on where each heater core lines go into because one of them is, we don't know if they're flipped around, so if one goes on top of the other one or not. So please let us know if we've got this the right way around, if this line goes to the bottom one, or if this one goes to the bottom one. My God, that's loud. And subframe is on. So a bit of a progress update. We have made some crazy progress, of course. That's what I'm saying. We finally have the wheels going on the MR2 after all this time. It's been all day. Lachlan is finally putting the wheels on. Suspension components are all in. The car's ready to be rolled out. We do have lots of things that we do need to button up that we won't do for another day. The main aim of today was just to get this car rolled out of my garage so I can put the baby in the Benki. No, I don't have a Benki, dude.
You got a Benki.
No, you got a Benki. It's even labeled here. I don't have a Benki.
You do.
I don't.
That's a Benki, that's a Benki.
You're a Benki.
Cameron's I'm the Benki.
You're my Benki.
I am not broken. Better take that back.
There is shit everywhere in the garage, so we need to clean up everything before we finish off today. But yeah, we're getting closer. That's all I want to you guys know. We also had a lot of difficulties trying to get everything in. So you saw that we needed to grind down 2 exhaust manifolds, obviously on both sides because it's a V6. The one in the back wasn't clearing because it was hitting the engine mount. And we also found out a major fault in our engine installation. So we installed the engine mount completely wrong. We actually were supposed to put niblet down there, that little metal piece. It was in the wrong way. So we had that metal piece towards the front of the engine. And what that meant was that the engine was on a big angle. It was on a slant towards this way. The only way that we realized this was when we tried to get the engine mount in from just down below. So we tried to put it all in and that engine mount didn't line up. So we thought, well, I thought that the Benki could have been bent somehow. I had no idea, like it could have been in an accident where it like twisted the body. But then Lachlan thought of the right idea of checking my car and my engine mount to see if it was any different, and it was. So luckily we found that. It could have been really bad. What are you doing?
I'm packing up, you're forcing me to pack up.
You're reading into my time, Lachlan. Make it clear.
Now we know whose time's more important. Keep that in mind, Chloe.
That's very interesting.
I'm explaining whose time's more important. Mine or
Who does
Chloe's.
Rexton like more? Me. All day, every day.
Debatable. Very debatable.
Literally not even debatable.
Very debatable.
Fact.
This is beautiful, guys. They're fighting over me.
Very debatable.
I will throw you in the bin.
It isn't as crazy as it was last time, you know, doing this because we obviously have done this now before. Oh! Ah, finally. Look at that fit, man.
It's a fist. That's fistable.
I could fit 3 feet in there, dude.
If you found a cat in there, it would die.
Alright guys, this is it. We're gonna roll the MR2. You ready for this? It's in neutral.
This is ridiculous.
How about Chloe gets in here?
True.
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay,
All
Chloe,
you
all
need
you
to
gotta
do,
do
No.
is just pull the handbrake.
No.
You pull the handbrake, that's all you gotta do.
Straight no.
Get in there. You just have to pull
No.
the handbrake, that's easy.
I don't trust myself to do that.
I
what could
trust
she
you.
do?
It's-
The
this-
Camry.
I could.
She could ride off the
Couldn't I
Camry.
hit your
Ah, it's okay.
mum's car?
No, there's no way.
All you gotta do is just pull the handbrake when it starts going down.
Yeah, so slowly. Pull the handbrake softly, yeah? Don't just go like this.
Easy.
Oh, it's so ugly.
See? That was easy.
It's been a long video, it's been a long day. Thank you to everyone that's here. Oh, quickly, thumbnail shot, thumbnail. Get up.
Let me just put the radio back in.
Just go like this. We're gonna roll it out, put it on the street, because it belongs to the streets. Let's get this thing rolled out of my garage because it doesn't deserve to be in here. Remember, my Camry's like kind of hanging over a little bit, so just watch out in the mirror. Yeah. Yes. Keep going. It's now the next day after the next day, so this video is over 3 days, and we finally have the car back in the garage after we pushed it out, cleaned everything up in here. You can see we spent the last hour cleaning up. Lachlan's just off at Repco buying some more parts for the next video of this whole swap, and I just want to quickly give you guys like a little update on what's happening so far. So the biggest mistake we had here that could have been like a whole like big setback was mounting the engine mount wrong. If you look down here, you can see there's a mount right there, and there's like a metal spacer that's supposed to be there. We had it the wrong way around, and what that meant was everything else in the engine bay didn't line up. So that really could have made a massive setback. We could have, you know, completely stuffed up everything. We managed to change out that spacer pretty successfully, and now we have a V6 in there mounted properly, no issues at all. You know, I managed to get all the coolant lines all hooked up, some of the ground lines as well we need to like plug up and stuff. But guys, the V6 is finally in the car. It's stable, it's ready to go. We need things just like a coolant cap, you know, just minor things, guys, and we're literally ready to turn the key. The only big setback to this whole build is the fact that we have to run a fuel pressure regulator. Lachlan, where have you put this FPR, bro? This is the fuel pressure regulator that we're going with. Lachlan did plenty of research on this aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. I have no idea if it's going to be a good one or not, but pretty much what this does is it supplies constant pressure of fuel to the engine. So on the 1MZFE, it uses like a returnless system, I think, and the 3SGE that comes stock in the car uses like a return system, or it could be the other way around. But all you need to know is that this engine uses like a different fuel thingo, so you need to have a fuel pressure regulator, and it's all done mechanically, so that's pretty cool. After we get all that done, we are literally ready to turn the key and start it. I don't know if that'll be the next video or the one after that. If you guys are enjoying this series, please leave a comment, share it around with all your friends if you think they should jump onto the MR2 build train. We love turning cars like this into cars like the other MR2 over there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.